do what he's done. Now there's a discussion about whether a guy on a non-playoff team is heart-worthy. Where do you stand with that, and what do you say to those that say maybe it doesn't work?
Mario Lemieux. I don't know, it's a top-end elite icon in the league has done it before when a team hasn't made the playoffs. There's precedent for that type of player and for what Mario did for his team that year. Case made.
What did Lettet, now that Mark Letestu's gone and is coming back to play a game, what did he mean to the Oilers?
What did Test mean to the Oilers? He meant a lot to the Oilers. He's, you know, first of all, he's an Alberta kid that was passionate about being here and being part of the community and the Oiler family, and he gave us everything he had in his time here. You can't quantify his impact on the team just by the stat sheet when you open it up and you look at it. In fact, sometimes you can't even do that with watching the game. You have to be in and around the locker room. You have to see how he deals with teammates, his leadership skills, his ability to balance good and bad, his emotional level. So he did many things. For me, the checklist is much more on the positive side than it is on the negative side with him.
Todd Larson, your nominee for the Masterton dedication. Just give me your thoughts on the season he's had on and off the ice.
Yeah, he's had obviously a rough season. You know, his play was it's gone up and down, and in part, I think, to some of the life battles he's had to compete with. He's had some injuries this year, but he's also had the passing of his father. We're all aware of it, and I can't imagine what that does to a young man, the way it happened, and how much it takes out of him physically and emotionally. I think coming back to our group and being around our team, fitting in with that family has made him comfortable, but it never takes the pain away. When you put your head down late at night and you close your eyes, you go back to that, and he's had to deal with it, so I think he's a real good choice on our behalf.
Todd, the other night on the power play, I think the last couple, you just rolled the top three lines with a couple of deep pairings, so you got a goal out of it. I guess, are you going to stick with that? Is that something you've gone to?
We'll start that way. As I told the players between periods when we were going to do it, we need to learn to work on the power play again. We get a little too cute and too fancy, and that's all fine and dandy when you're in the top 3 or 4 in the league and you're trying different things. But when you're where we are, you need to learn to work again. And the players responded well in the second and third. We'll give them another opportunity to do it that way. There's no given. There's no jump over the boards just because you're a certain player. The groups will go out and let's see what they can do when they work.
Is that something you've done before in your?
We've done it before. We did it here earlier in the year. It wasn't as noticeable. It wasn't as big a factor with you guys and the numbers that we were at. You're aware of it now because it's alarming.
Todd, this will be the 10th game with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins playing with McDavid. Have you found, you know, with everything slotting together, Draisaitl's been successful as a second line on running another line. Nuge is successful on the left wing. Connor's going crazy up there. Is this, Mark, perhaps a stepping stone here? Have you guys really found something that's working?
Well, we have for this segment. You know, certainly it's worked. Nuge has come back now, and he's got his legs underneath him after the first 4 or 5 games playing a familiar position. Then we put him up with Connor, and they've been able to connect. I think Ty Ratty's actually played a role in that as well. You know, as we go forward now, we know we have the ability to do that. Connor will play center ice as long as Connor's here. Leon and Nuge can move around, and there aren't any lines or very few that would stay together the whole season for 82 games. So you have to have the ability to move people around, and now we know that this will work.